My name is Michael Löwy. I'm interested in ecosocialism, and I'm one of the founders of the International Ecososyalist Network. Well, I would start with something which sociologists, mainstream sociologists, Max Weber said about the capitalist system, that the capitalist system imprisons people in a sort of iron cage. Yeah? The economic system, its constraints, its total power over people, including those who are not directly involved in the economic activity. Everybody is prisoner of this iron cage. Yeah? This is Max Weber. He was not a Marxist. And of course Marx said the same thing about the power of the capitalist system over people's lives. Yeah? So, for me, the first element in freedom is not an abstract philosophical concept, which you can find, of course, in all kinds of philosophers, from Spinoza to Hegel, but starting from a real, our reality, the reality of humanity in the 21st century. Yeah? And freedom is, first of all, to liberate humanity of this totalitarian power of abstract, inhuman, and perverse system which is capitalism. Okay? Well, revolution, I would define it in the words of Walter Benjamin, which is my favorite philosopher. Walter Benjamin once wrote in his notes on the thesis on the concept of history, which he wrote in 1940, just before his death, he said, Marx used to define revolutions as the locomotive of history. Now, says Benjamin, we should have a slightly different conception. Revolution, in fact, is the humanity pulling the emergency brakes in this train. Yeah? And I think this is very relevant today. Yeah? Even if I'm a Marxist, as Benjamin was too, we need to think of revolution in these terms. We are in a train, which is a train of the capitalist, industrial, modern, Western civilization, which is leading humanity to a disaster, to a catastrophe of unimaginable proportions, which is called climate change and global warming. Yeah? So, if we want to prevent it, we have to stop this train. Yeah? We have to pull the emergency brakes, and this is a revolution. Yeah? So, and this is what we think of ecosocialism as a revolutionary alternative, because it requires a global transformation of the economic structures, of the system of production, the energy sources, the transport system, the patterns of consumption. So it is a radical change and a new pattern of civilization. So it's a revolutionary alternative. Well, power is at the moment in the hands of the ruling class, of the oligarchy. I call them the fossil oligarchy, because they are living on oil and coal for 2.5 centuries now, and they are not willing, not ready to abandon this. Yeah? So power is in the hands of the fossil oligarchy on the world scale, but there is struggles for empowerment of the people. Yeah? When people are trying to seize power, first locally in the area, yeah? But potentially this is a challenge to the global power of the capitalist oligarchy. Yeah? So I see struggles of, let's say, when the indigenous communities, the Amazonian forest, fight together with peasants and communities, etc., to defend the forest, yes, against the multinationals who want to burn the forest or to cut the trees to put cattle, etc. So this is a struggle of power, yeah? Power against power. Yeah? And sometimes the people win. Yeah? There are some victories. And these is the beginning of the process of a change in power. Yeah? We want power to the underdogs, power to the people, power to the peasants, the workers, the indigenous communities, the women. These are the people who may hopefully change the system, yeah? Because they don't have a vested interest in the capitalist fossil structures. hope depends on each one of us. Yeah? If there is a way out of the present mess, the present disaster, and if there is a hope of preventing a catastrophe which is approaching, it depends on all of us taking initiative, acting, struggling, organizing. That's the only hope. I don't have much hope in what these people who are discussing in the Bella room, the Rangers. I don't have any hope on that. But I have hope on people organizing and struggling. That's the only hope.